Alrighty, well here I am with Bob Wolff today, so very lucky to be with the man himself. We've got a beautiful day in Southern California.
We do. Great Chamber of Commerce day, Rob.
Absolutely, absolutely. So thanks for spending a few minutes with us, Bob. So I just wanted to have a little bit of a talk with you. I mean, a lot of us have heard about, you know, all of your accolades, your success, what you've done over a huge career. I mean, you know, some 30 years in the industry and set all sorts of records. So the thing that I want to know is, you know, from the experience that I've had with you, you do a lot for people. I know that you've got your thank you notes, you've got your different activities that you do to win business, but you do a lot for people outside of that. Would you mind just sort of talking about, you know, why it is that you go above and beyond and what makes you do that?
I think it's a good question, and I think that the basic foundation is what we call the basics, the thank you notes, returning phone calls every day. I think what I found is that with many of my clients, although I'm not bestest friends with them, I do a lot for them that I might not ordinarily do for, let's say, that lower 1/3 of business. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so, for example, even last night I agreed to take one of my clients to the airport on Sunday morning at 8 o'clock. He's 90, his wife is 79. They just closed a $5 million deal. They had bought another home from me for $3.5 million. And I could tell that it would have been a good thing if I offered, and I did. And I do little things like that. I'll pick up your mail. I'll pick your kids up from school. I don't do it often. I'm not asked often. But when I am asked, I'll jump to it. This evening, I was invited to go to a wine tasting at one of the resorts, and I was invited to bring another couple. So I'll take one of my past customers and past clients and his wife. A few months ago, I was invited to the same event. I'll take another past customer and past client. And I try to do things that let them know that they're more than just a client. They're more than just a paycheck. And honestly, that's been the lifeblood of my business.
And I've seen that you've developed some incredible relationships with some of your clients. So how do you, though, you know, is there a time that gets difficult? Like when you're almost blurring the lines between friendship and client, do you ever struggle with managing that? Or is it just, I mean, I know that you come from a very genuine place anyway, so you truly want to, you know, be around good people and that sort of thing, but is there ever times that you find that difficult?
And that's a very good comment to bring up, because I do make it a point subconsciously that if I'm in the middle of a deal with one of my clients, and I'm thinking of one in particular that's bought 17, 18 properties from me, I'm very, very careful during that negotiation process not to go drinking with them, not to go out to dinner, and I'm really careful so that I never cross the line, and we never cross the line between friendship and business. Because at the end of the day, it is about business. But I have developed a great friendship with people. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
So yes, I think we as agents, we have to realize there is a line in the sand. And I tell all the agents that work for me, for the love of your business, don't go drinking with clients before you close. I'll go have a drink with all my clients and customers after the closing. But I never want them to mistake why I'm in it, what we're doing, that it's business, that I am earning a commission, and I'm not going to give it away just because we had a couple of glasses of Chardonnay with you.
Absolutely.
So yes, that's a great question. Just be aware. Be aware that it's a business deal. It means that you can still like the people, Rob, but at the end of the day, I've just learned, don't separate. Just don't bring the two together. You know.
No, that's good.
You can go have a cup of coffee, go to Starbucks, anything. But once you start drinking, people think you're their best friend. And then after that, then
changes things.
Then how can you do that to me? How can you make me pay this? How can you earn that total 2 or 3%?
So just keeping enough distance to
very important. Very important.
And with you know, one of the things that a lot of people watching will see, you know, you've had an incredible career, you've been, you know, really successful. For you, what keeps, you know, a lot of people, you have some hard days in real estate, but you continue to just want to do, is that about you wanting to do well for yourself, or is it about the clients that you've got wanting to make sure you do an excellent job for them? Where does that come from? Because you keep going.
I think most of it has to do with what my goals are. I think it has to do with what's my why, what are my goals, what do I need to achieve my goals, What kind of income do I need to get what I want?
Yeah.
And I think that's the most important thing to me.
Yeah.
So it's that why and why I do it for myself and for my family.
Yeah.
That's number one.
Yeah.
And then as a result of what it is that I want and what I commit to myself that I want,
yeah.
then it's a matter of working with the customers and clients.
Sure.
And the number of customers and clients that can help me achieve what I want.
Yeah.
But it's about the why.
Yeah.
It's about why do you get up in the morning? And
yeah.
You're in management. God,
yeah.
I wouldn't do that for all the tea in China.
Thanks, Bob.
I've had days that I wish I had your job, and
yeah.
I'm sure you've had days that you wish you had mine.
Yeah, sure.
I just got off I had an incredible first quarter.
Yeah.
Very, very good. April was a little bit tough to get going the first few weeks because I came down off some nice income and nice
sure.
deals, and I found myself going right back. I found myself in this little bit of a slump.
Yeah.
And you always do. We always do, regardless if you've been in the business 30 or 40 years.
Yeah. And
what I found, I just need to get back to the affirmations, back to the thank you notes.
The basics.
Monday, I wrote 35 thank you notes. Tuesday, I wrote 25 thank you notes.
And I can vouch for that. I've had a training session that the next day after you attended, I had a thank you note on my desk. So it's just unbelievable the discipline you have around it.
But you just must go back to the basics.
Yeah.
And you find that, I think what I found is even though I've had all these years experience and whatever successes I've had, it's still back to the basics.
Yeah.
And when you get back to the basics
yeah.
and you're accountable to yourself for those phone calls or those thank you notes or the prospects you see or the people that you're going out with, all of a sudden you find out that business is there.
Yeah.
And here it comes again.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I'm ever so focused now on every day, my affirmations. I'm in the shower, I'm talking to myself. The other day, Jenny came in and says, "How come you're not talking to yourself?"
What's wrong?
And it got to me. I said, "Wait a minute, I got to get those affirmations done." So,
that's great.
Yeah, it's basics.
Hey, and one question for you: a lot of people now, we're seeing that there's almost a trend to people as an individual agent, they develop a team. You've always been you've got, admin support behind you and very good admin support, but, you've always worked as an individual. Have you ever thought about going into the team, or what's your view on that? Is it all about wanting to be that close with the client? What's the reason?
I think most especially here in my marketplace where the prices are a little bit stronger, the commissions are a little bit greater.
Yep.
I'm at a point in my career where now I've worked so hard and I've got an incredible client base that I just don't want to give it up. I don't want to give up 50% to you or 50% to anybody. Where candidly, and my customers and clients have always been my customers and clients. Now, someday, in the future, I'm sure that I'm going to have to delegate some of that. Maybe slow down, maybe retire a little bit. And that's going to be a pretty tough process because I'm going to have to find somebody that has the same value system, that has a strong why, that believes in under-promising and over-delivering, doing what they said they were going to do, when they said they were going to do it, and how. So that's a toughie. But the team concept, I think it's great for certain people. I've got a couple of gentlemen in the office, Chad and Justin. They're great young guys. They have a team. It works. They got kids. So having a family and having kids, I'm sure it gives each and the other time off, weekends off, and things like that are important. And I think maybe if I was in my 30s or maybe my 20s or 30s or maybe early 40s, I might consider that. But at this point in my career, all of my customers and clients, they know me. Hopefully they respect me, they love me, they want to do business with me. And so I have a real tough time delegating a listing, a price reduction, a negotiation, because if something goes amiss, it's not my fault. And at least this way, it's my fault. If I screw up a deal, chances are I know what I did and how to fix it. So.
No, that's great. Hey, and then just a couple of rapid fire questions for you. Beef or fish?
Beef.
How many times have you swum in the ocean?
Never.
Never. Sports fan?
Not really. Go to some hockey games only because I sold a bunch of hockey player houses and I used to get great tickets.
And your best thing to do in the world?
I love to fly. I love to ride my motorcycle. I spend a lot of time with my friends and with Jenny and honestly travel. Probably traveling the world with you know, Jenny and Mike and Irene and
yeah.
the Callahans and people I know. They're really special times.
Oh, that's
really
great.
Special times.
Bob, you're a great man, and I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers.